Thanks for joining us. I'm Gabe with Backwoods Pursuit. Today we're going to do a Sitka Mountain Hauler 4000 review. This Sitka Mountain Hauler 4000 pack is the little brother of the Sitka Mountain Hauler 6200, but both are internal frame hunting backpacks meant to be either day packs when you're not needing to haul meat, but they also can expand out and be used to haul heavy loads when you get an animal down. So we're going to look at the features of the Mountain Hauler 4000 here, the pocket configuration, that sort of thing, as well as how to load the Sitka Mountain Hauler 4000 when you do get an animal down, and then also how to adjust the harness and make sure the Sitka pack is going to be fitting you properly. Make sure you get the most comfort out of your pack. If you like our content, we really do appreciate it, and it means a lot if you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch our future videos. Check us out on our website as well. We've got a lot of other gear reviews over there. We're always putting gear reviews on the website, so subscribe over there to make sure you get that content as well. And check out our Facebook and Instagram accounts. I'll put links to all those down in the description for you. Let's go get started. Alright, first up, let's take a look at some of the specs on the Mountain Hauler 4000 pack here. This pack weighs in at 5.75 pounds, so you got a fairly lightweight pack, and it's super versatile in that the main bag is 3,700 cubic inches, the pack as a whole, and then it also expands out an additional 800 cubic inches with a couple zippers right here and on that side as well. So you unzip those and you get an additional 800 cubic inches to bring the total volume out to 4,500 cubic inches. So it gives you some flexibility depending on the needs you have for that particular day. The frame here on the back side, the internal frame is T66061 aluminum. So you have an aluminum frame on this, and then the harness and the shoulder harness and the hip belt are a 3-density foam that gives you a lot of extra comfort there. The harness and the hip belt come in a large or a medium and a large size, so you can adjust that and make that fit you depending on your body size and body type. Then of course the harness is adjustable, which I'll show you here in a little bit. As far as the construction and the materials of the bag here, the bag itself a majority of it is 220D nylon, and then the high stress areas like the bottom panel here and the back panel are made out of a 450D nylon, and both are polyurethane coated, so they give you some water resistance in the event you get some wet weather. Getting into the pocket configuration here, you've got with the Sitka Mountain Hauler here, you've got a lid, of course, like you do with a lot of packs, and on the lid here you've got a zipper pull tab here on the top, and what you get in there, you've got a nice big lid right here, but then also you've got a mesh pocket right on the inside with another zipper right there. It's nice because all the zipper tabs have that orange cord on there, so it helps you be able to find that easily. And then this little zippered pocket here is nice for your, say, wallet or keys, that sort of thing. Anything you don't need a lot of access to real easily, but something you don't want to lose. So it comes with a key clip there as well. So that's a nice big pocket for the lid. Now you can take this lid off real easily, just by a couple of clips right there and right there, and then there's a couple more on the back if you want to take the lid completely off, but we're just going to pull it back like that so we can get to the main portion of the bag here. For the main portion here, you've got a couple of horizontal compression straps right there and right there, and then you also have a vertical one right here that allows you to give extra compression to keep that bag and the contents close to the frame. So the bag itself it starts out on the outside here with a couple of large pockets run right here, and they're the same on both sides here. That's good for, say, a spotter or tripod, something like that. Even a puffy. I like to put something not as heavy out on the outside here because it tends to pull the pack away from your shoulders and put extra pressure on your shoulders if it's something real heavy on the outside, but certainly does work, and I was able to fit my 85mm spotter in here and the tripod on the other side real easily. So these pockets open up here, and there's just kind of an open area for whatever you wanted to put in there, if maybe a puffy or extra clothes, that sort of thing, and then you can use these horizontal straps to close those off. You've also got another compartment right here. Just pull this out of the way, and you've got a compartment, a stuff pocket or stash pocket that goes the length of the bag right here, so it's perfect for rain gear or your water filter, puffy, anything like that. All right, up on the top of the bag here, you've got an orange pull tab right here, and then another loop to grab right here. Pull on those, and that opens up the top portion of the bag here, so the snow collar portion, so you can really extend the volume vertically if you need to. If you're in a situation where you're going to be backpacking, you really need to open up that volume. So if you want to get into the bag the other way here, you've also got some U-shaped zippers right here that go they're really nice and big. They go the more or less the length of the bag here, and they open up really nice and big. So when you open this up, you've got access to everything inside the bag. Now another pocket here, once you get on the inside of this, is a big pocket right here. That's a mesh pocket on the inside of the lid portion, or not the lid, I'm sorry, the flap here that opens up. So that's really a nice pocket for. It could be, it's mesh, so it breathes well, so anything that you want to stick in there, it's just another way to organize here. Also on the inside, you've got your water bladder clip and a large pocket here for your water bladder, and then that gives you access to your panel here. That's going to be what you're going to be used for when you're hauling meat with this thing. I'll show you that here in a little bit. That stores right down there, rolls up in the bottom of the pack. So let's look at the outside here now. On this portion, we've got, on the side here, we've got two mesh pockets on the side here. Those are real nice. And some of the cool things, one of the cool things about this is you've got a buckle here that allows you to open these up really wide if you need to do that, or if you put something in there that's valuable, you don't want to lose it, you can cinch that down and really close that off if you need to. And that's on both sides of the pack here, and on one side there and there. You've also got the ability to add a pocket, a hip belt pocket right here, and those are nice. They've actually even got a zippered pocket on the inside here, an inside pocket on the inside of that hip belt pocket. So that's really nice and useful. Alright, moving to the back side of the pack here, you've got, of course, your harness and your hip belt here. The harness is pre-formed and curved here, and it really does add to the comfort of the pack and the harness, or where it hits on your shoulders. And then the hip belt here is also pre-formed, so it really helps hug your hips and make sure you keep that weight down on the hips where it needs to be. The lumbar pad here, I would say, is about middle of the road as far as thickness. I've tested some that have less of a lumbar support and some that have more. So it is very comfortable that way, and it is a 3-density foam on the harness and the hip belt, which really is something that adds comfort to the pack. Alright, adjusting the shoulder harness on the Mountain Hauler 4000 really is an easy process. You got a couple things you got to do here. You got to unbuckle this buckle right here on the outside that keeps the harness in place here, or one of the things that does. And then once you've done that, that gives you access to a lever here that you pull the lever up, and that allows you to go ahead and move the harness up and down. Now before you do that, you want to go ahead and undo the Velcro right here, and the lumbar pad there moves out of the way for you. And then up underneath here, there is a little I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a pull tab right up there you can grab, and then that'll help you move the harness up or down. So you grab that little pull tab and then grab on the top, and you can move that up or down. And you can see I was on a double XL setting, and I just pulled that pull tab down, and now I'm on a medium. It goes all the way from a small up to a double XL with this particular size. And so if I want to change this, that's as simple as that. And then once I make that change, I put this Velcro back underneath here, seal that down, flip this lever back into place, and then that'll give me my marking. That's now on the medium setting. Rebuckle that, and you're all set. So as far as harness size, I've been running this in the double XL size, and it's really not necessarily anything to do with your body size other than your torso length. That's the main thing as far as the harness. So my torso length is about 21 inches, and that, for me, that's running about the double XL setting on this medium size harness. So that's for me what fits the best, and I've played around with it a bit, and so that's where I ended up. But it's super easy to change if I need to get that proper fit. Alright, so let's look at now when you get an animal down and you need to load this thing up with your meat. So you undo these two straps there, and you want to undo the vertical strap, and then open up the big U-shaped zipper here. That's going to give you access to the little panel here that holds the meat in place. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Open up the U-shaped zipper here, and that's going to give us access to this piece right here, which normally that comes rolled up down in the bag, but I just left it open for purposes of showing you this. So the nice thing about this is you've got the big orange straps, the Sitka orange straps, that allow you to know that whenever you got those deployed, you're in meat hauling mode, and those are what are going to be easily identifiable when you're needing to hook something up. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and open up the top portion here, the snow collar portion, and this gives you access to the bag. So when you're doing, when you're loading up the meat hauling portion, this is one of the situations where you want to go ahead and make sure the bag is at its maximum capacity. So on the side here you can see these orange zippers, and those go from top to bottom. So from on the length of the bag here. So I'm going to go ahead and unzip those, the zipper down here on both sides. And that gives you that extra expanded width that we were talking about, the extra cubic inches. So we unzip both of these. So that's what I mentioned earlier, as far as you unzip those, and then that gives you extra volume in the bag here on both sides. So you want to do that. We're also going to make sure that our side compression straps are loosened up to enable us to get as much in here as we can. So now that's all expanded, we would go ahead and grab our quarter of our elk or deer, and we're going to put the hock or the leg up through the snow collar here, and then this is going to be what supports the weight. So I've got a sandbag here I'll throw in here and use as an example here. That would go like that, and then these orange straps buckle onto an orange another orange strap right here, or a buckle right there. So you've got the orange clipping to the orange on both sides here. You can see, I'll just pull that bag back out of the way, and so you would go ahead and do that. So once you got this loaded up like so, go ahead and pull that all the way tight with your straps, because you want to make sure when you're loading this that the weight, the main portion of the weight, stays as close to the mid to the bottom 3/4 of that as you possibly can. You don't want that weight sliding all the way to the bottom of the bag. It's not going to be as comfortable for you. So make sure you've got that strapped in right there. You can go ahead and tuck these in out of the way, and then fold this back over, and this is where you can stuff any of the gear you've got underneath it. There's a big portion of the bag that's not used when you're doing this, because this keeps the ham of the meat that you're hauling, keeps it from going down to the bottom. So you've got a big portion where you can store gear there. You can still store your gear on the outside here or in any of these compartments. And so go ahead and zip this up, and then you are ready to go. As far as getting this thing strapped down, use all your compression straps to make sure you secure that load real firmly. On the side here, of course, and tighten down all those compression straps as well, and make sure that you are your load is secure and tight, and so it's not flopping around on you. So that's it with the sandbag are all secured in there. Now obviously, depending on if you're doing boned out meat versus something with the bone in, the bone's in, that leg's going to be coming out the top here. So you would use the cinch around that leg, and then as far as the lid goes, you can undo the lid on the back side here, and you can even pull the lid off while you're doing this part of the loading, and then you can go ahead and extend the lid. Say if your leg was sticking up right here, you can put that right back into place like that and reattach your lid for those purposes. Now there is also a horn hauling system that comes with this, and I'll show you that real quick. Alright, when you've got the pack all buttoned up with the load of meat there, and it's time to put horns or antlers on here, if you're lucky enough to have to haul those out, you've got a couple of these orange straps that are meant for securing your antlers or your horns to the pack here. So the way this works is you've got a loop here right there, and then you've got another one right here, and again, orange on orange makes it real easy to identify what needs to go where. So on the strap here, you've got one end with a loop and then one end with a buckle. So the end with a loop, you're going to put it through this loop, right, and through there, and then go ahead and put the buckle through this loop, and that's going to attach that to the pack on the front end. So if your antlers, your horns are right here, I wish I had some here to demonstrate this, but I'll just use my hand best I can here. So if it's sitting here, you would use this orange strap and just wrap it around right with the base of the skull before the antlers, the brown portion of the antlers and the base of the skull. So wrap that around 3 or 4 times right there, and then once you're done doing that, you go ahead and use this other orange loop right here to button down or buckle on that loop there, and then tighten that sucker down, and that's going to hold that side. Take the other strap, do the same on this side, and then you are good to go. Really secures those antlers really well. So once those are in place, you can go ahead and grab your lid, and again the lid unbuckles there. So if you need to bring that around, if you got the skull sitting right here, you can put the top of the lid over the skull and go ahead and re-secure the lid around the outside of that, and you're all set to go ahead and get off the mountain with your load of meat. So that is the Sitka Mountain Hauler 4000 pack. It's really a nice pack that gives you the option to run it in day pack mode if that's all you need, or if you get an animal down, you can convert that over to meat hauling mode and get your animal off the mountain as comfortably as possible. I've had over 100 pounds in this, and it really does do a good job of hauling weight comfortably for you. So I'll put a link down in the description for you so you can check it out if you'd like. We do appreciate you watching here today. We'll see you next time.